This very well could be the end of the game. Everything seems to point out that things are going to end in 2024. I don't know if the world's going to end in 2024, but possibly the game, because the menus only go up to... Where was it? Yeah, it only goes up to 2024, so we have to stay above 95%. Now, sorry, 90%. We're at 95. I think we're going to get another 4% from our staff bonuses. I can't do these quests. I don't have a journalist to do them. I don't have the people. But I think we'll be okay. I can do a Ranger fundraiser next. I've planned it for next month. We have all the available people. I think it's Alta and Debbie we're sending. I've just got Debbie a passport. So let's go. Let's see what next month brings. Next month is very important for your political career. Are you sure you've made all the necessary preparations and are ready to move on? I am. I know I won't be able to finish them. That's fine. I'm going to have to take the risk. As long as they don't drop me below 90%, I'm good. Clean the beaches. Buddy, I couldn't wait anymore and cleaned up Twin Beach myself. Well, there we go. There we go. It's done. I haven't slept for a week. Picking up trash took forever and then decided to sort it. I didn't feel like talking to journalists. They are just looking for a hero to save Twin Beach, but I will keep to the shadows. It feels good to do something wholesome. So this worked out. Although we didn't get any positive, we didn't get any negative. That's fine. Organising an attempt on yourself? Darling, it's unfortunate you decided not to stage a fake attempt. Yeah, that's fine. I think these quests were only there to boost your rating. So if you didn't do them, it's good that they don't take anything away. Happy days. Save the Eagles. I don't care about the Eagles. What are we at? We're at 98.3%. That's good. So we got like a 3.3% increase. And we're doing okay on money. Let's go, baby. Oh, that's right, because we got the extra bonus. So we're now making over 3 million a month. Happy days. Defend your supporters. Antonio Estaba, our team nailed it, buddy. Wister's thugs had to back down, and we get the amendment ratified in Ohio. The press even mentioned how you got your supporters' backs. So what's going on in the other states? Mate, that's what he gets. Wister's a mug. I smash Wister's face in. Please, fingers crossed we get to assassinate him before the end of the game. Fake the statistics. Mr. President, the news... Oh, it worked. Did it work? It did. So it was worthwhile sending Sophie, because I didn't think I was going to be able to do this, because we needed a journalist for this, but I just threw Sophie in there. Because sometimes she is good on journalist missions, but in other ones she's not. It's hard to decipher when's best to use her. The newspapers say your approval rating is sky high. Nobody can pinpoint the exact reason. Some explain it by the country's growing GDP and others by record high prosperity index. Of course, the actual reason is the effects of your programmer who hacked the Economic and Statistics Administration mainframe. It's now taking data from a fake Excel sheet. In the media all over the country are claiming Americans became happier by 24% inflation. By 24%, and inflation went down 88.4%. Voters approve of the president's performance. Yeah, baby. Amendment 28 has been ratified in 44 of the 50 states. We've done it. We've done it, lads. Now only formalities are left in practice as it's already part of the Constitution. The president can feel at ease, lads. We did it. It's still an open question. Who will be the president's opponent? See, this is a problem, because we don't want to run for another term. So I think possibly we could sabotage our own election. According to pundits, Senator Samantha Dickinson from Alaska has the best chance, but experts argue she likely won't get the necessary number of votes in the first rounds of voting at the party convention, so she'll have to contend with her closest rival, Javier de Baca, congressman from Florida. This is where our insight's going to come in, because we did a lot of recon on Javier. Archie Wister, the president has been calling himself the candidate of the people, but I'm not a hypocrite like him. I am honest, and I'm going to the polls to defend the rights of officials who have yet suffered for so many years. Electoral gambling. Antonio Estaba. First, of course, we should discuss the big story of the month, the amendment vote. Ready? I hope you haven't forgotten about our little wager. That's right, I remember I wagered 42 votes. And this guy went with 44. This guy actually won. Did he vote 44? I think he did. Well, let me remind you. Yeah, it's a good job I didn't bet any money. Electoral gambling. We were arguing how many states you would support your amendment. I said 45. Oh, you said 42. So how? What's the rules for this? There's a game show that deals in this. You can be under, but not one over. So I still win. The pool is nothing. That's fine. The final vote was on the amendment was 49 states. We got 49 states. So he won. Ha! I think you overestimated your strength. I was closer. Too bad we didn't bet any money. I could have taken you to the cleaners. He actually would have taken me to the cleaners as well. Glad I didn't bet. Dude. 90% approval rating and maintaining throughout the end of June 2024. Honey, I can hardly believe this, but we did it. The people of America supported Amendment 28. They got a nice new update to the Constitution, and you get legal immunity for the rest of your life. All that's left to finish out the term and graciously lose the election to your challenger. We don't know who that will be, but there won't be any shame losing to such a worthy adversary. And in just 6 short months, we'll be able to move out of this shithole and have ourselves a well-deserved vacation, all thanks to you, darling. Right, how is this going to work? This is going to be Archie West, isn't it, do you think?
My friends, while the president deals with his own personal problems, we prepare to roll up our sleeves and set to work on America's problems. In this envelope is the name of a candidate whose task it will be to correct all the problems that the current administration has caused. And it looks like she has her work cut out for her.
Dickinson.
Or him. Javier Debaca is late, as usual. Well, we can go on without him. But first, punctuality is the courtesy of kings. Right, Javier?
We drove the kings from this blessed land over 250 years ago, in case you suddenly forgot.
I will continue with your permission. As you know, our current president used us all. He won his precious immunity, and now it seems he's doing everything he can to escape his office, all the while pretending that he's doing us a favor. But we don't need a head start to win this race. We have on our side the best candidate in decades.
Thomas, I need to talk to Samantha. There's a free seat for you in the next row. Would you mind?
Thomas doesn't think so. Right, Thomas?
Now, Thomas, if you let me sit next to Samantha, I can make you White House Chief of Staff to President Javier Debaca.
Thomas, don't move a muscle, and I'll make you Secretary of Defense.
Defense Minister Thomas Rude. Sounds cool. Sorry, Javier.
Angela, would you like to be my press secretary? Make some room for your future president.
What will I have to do?
Oh, just be nice and polite to the reporters.
I can't be polite to those parasites. Isn't there anything else I could do?
Do you want to be my Minister of Finance? You'd have to spend money.
I can manage that.
Son of a bitch.
Why are we even putting on this circus?
I want to see your face when you lose. I'm quite a vengeful person, you know.
And what are you trying to avenge?
Well, there's your nasty tongue, for one. I know you've been calling me the Florida caterpillar behind my back for years.
That wasn't what I was saying.
What was there to
Javier.
misunderstand? You called me a worm.
And I want to address these words directly to the president. Do not underestimate us. Even now, our candidates have yet to show their full potential.
There. I was talking about all your potential. Javier the caterpillar might one day turn into a butterfly.
When that happens, you won't like the result, Samantha. This butterfly will devour you.
Oh, dear.
In the days and months ahead, our candidate must prove themselves both resourceful and flexible.
You see? And who is more resourceful and flexible than a caterpillar? It looks like you really have a shot at becoming the ideal candidate. Now let's put aside old grudges, all right?
Go to hell, Samantha. I forget nothing.
So, let's give a big welcome to our candidate from California.
Hey, I don't get it. Are you from California? Dickinson, what's going on? I'm not from California.
It's gonna be Wister, isn't it?
You're not from California.
A man who has proven that he is ready to fight for the rights of officials to end. A fighter against witch hunts and other injustices. The brave Archie Whister, the winner of the primaries and our presidential candidate.
He's only a candidate.
For Archie.
What a mug. How could he even win? He's pathetic. He's a worm. See, nobody even clapped for him. The race to the bottom. Right, this is what we've got to do. That fucking pointy-eyed motherfucker. Before we could celebrate passing the amendment, he goes and ruins everything. Ellie, I can see why you're upset. Me and Peaches both hate Wister. He's shown every American in this country that he's got no respect for law and order. Imagine bribing the party convention delegates. Imagine that. I did the same thing. But let's be serious. He doesn't stand a chance against us. We'll crush him in an election like a bug. Wister bribed the delegates. Did Wister bribed the delegates? Did I miss something? Come on, buddy, it's obvious. Dickinson was leading in the primaries and DeBacker was second. Wister was a long shot. Dickinson didn't get the required majority vote in the first round, but then in the second round, all the delegates that supported Dickinson and DeBacker suddenly switched sides and pushed Wister through. It's like they planned the whole thing in advance. I bet Wister just bought the delegates' votes. They got it to the second round, when they were no longer required to support their candidate and supported him instead. Pretty good thinking, Tony. Does he really want to be the president so badly? Haven't you both figured yet why Wister is running? He doesn't want to be president. What do you mean? Don't you run for president so that you can be president? There's all kinds of reasons, Tony. Some people actually want to win to make the country a better place. Others are just in it for themselves. And don't forget vanity or a hope to leverage presidential candidate into a book deal. But this prick is going to the polls specifically to lose to us. Ah. Very clever. To keep us trapped in the White House while he enjoys freedom and eventually smoke us out of the White House before the end of the second term and straight to jail. So what are we going to do? Let's just have him... Let's have him assassinated. That's my answer for everything. Our only chance is to lose the election, but it won't be easy. Losing to Wister will be a lot harder than beating Faced. Losing to Wister? Ellie, are you kidding me? We can't do that. America will never forgive us if we just hand all the power back to the establishment. Tony, let me let you in on a secret since you haven't figured it out over the past 4 years. There's no establishment. There's just a bunch of people acting together based on simple human feelings, self-interest, envy, greed and ambition. They use power to satisfy those feelings, and neither you nor I are exceptions. No, Ellie, I am an exceptional man, just like Peach always says, and if people like me are the exception in Washington, then it's time for me to become the rule. Oh god, that's even scarier than if Wister became president. Tony, cut the crap. Stop with both of you, let's get on the campaign's tail. I think he should run. Stop with both of you, let's get on the campaign trail. Exactly, we've got a lot of work to do, darling. We have to take down your huge ratings. They don't give Wister any chance of winning. Buddy, you leave me no choice. You're like that mythological hero. While he was fighting against the establishment, he became corrupted by its evil. If you don't want to stay in the White House, that's your business. I can see why. My residence is much nicer, but I'm willing to go through plenty of discomfort if it'll keep that maniac Wister from ruling our country. He's got a point, hasn't he? Yeah, you heard me right. I'll run for president and beat you and Wister. I'll save Peaches and we'll be the country's first family. Lads, that's what I want to do. You heard me right. I'll run for... This is perfect. Go for it, Tony. I'll be rooting for you. I want to do it this way. Goodbye, buddy. I promise. I'll bring you back to your senses and we'll beat the establishment together. This bromance will have a happy ending. Come on, Estaba. Me and you. You're going to be president and I'm going to be fucking free. I've got 4 months left to lose the presidential election. So I think a lot of quests are going to be to improve his and lower mine. Beginning of the end. I quite like this. Hello there. Did you miss me? I thought I'd stop by to congratulate you on your success. Incredibly, tens of millions of Americans voted for your amendment. Unbelievable, really. I hope you haven't forgotten about our agreement. Shit, what was our agreement? What agreement? No, joking, my friend. You have to go to the polls and win, remember? I assure you, it will be easy to win. You won't even have to work very hard. Wister's a complete joke. I can't imagine why he'd do such a thing. He really doesn't stand a chance against you. What if I lose? First of all, there's not even theoretically possible, and second, it would be the disgrace of your life. You'll go down in history as a helpless piece of shit. Well, lucky the primaries only really got going after Rickles died. Soon the elections will gather at the party convention, and once again, you'll be our official candidate for President of the United States. See you soon. Well, we'll see about that, won't we? Honey, Tony already tweeted that he's running for president for his peach. Good for him. One less thing to worry about. Now it's down to you and me, and we're facing the battle of our lives. Wister is a total lowlife and worthless human being. If you're going to lose to him, we have to bring your rating down as low as possible. I don't just mean rock bottom. I mean, you have to dig a hole in the floor. First, you have to pick a new candidate for vice president. Since Tony isn't an option, I have some ideas about that. Well, it's time to open up the box of chalk and stand in front of the board one last time. I'll see you in my office, darling. Right, what's this going to be? Who's going to be VP? Gentleman's agreement. Antonio Estaba. So am I not so good, buddy? We still have a few months left to work together, so what do you say for a temporary truce? I'm running for president too this time, and I'm going to win. But first let's talk money. How much are you in for? The money is going into a prize fund I've set up, so you won't be able to see it until the results are announced. Well, it doesn't make any difference, does it? I mean, if I bet 10 million. Well, I think he is going to win, so let's just bet for fun. I want him to win. Suit yourself, but I'm not goofing around this time. How much of the vote do you think I'll get? Oh, we do get to choose that for him. I think you're going to get 50% of the vote. That's a good number, very round. But even Peaches doesn't think I can get that much. Now, I'm thinking about it. I'll bet 35% of the vote is enough to win. So get ready to lose the money. There's no money, mate. I'm betting the gentleman's agreement. Because I want you to win. Escape route. Oh, we haven't got much to do. Right, here we go. Oh, shit. Oh, because Estaba's not on the running yet. I think that's what these are going to be for. When new candidates appear, we'll get a percentage round. I'm at 98.9%. Fuck, it's a bit high in it. Right, well, tell you what, let's arrange a fundraiser. So I need Alter. Alter and Ollie. Alter and Ollie. And a lawyer. Shit, I nearly made a mistake there. I need a lawyer. Bloody hell, that's why I got Debbie for, didn't I? Pooh, I nearly made a mistake there. Alter and Debbie, do it. Send it. Right. Gotta lower this bad boy. Good thing is, what I've got up my sleeve is I've got a few. I can sign that for -8. Sign. Oh. I could do this. I can lobby this for 900,000 and then lobby it next month for -12.2. Right, let's do that now. Lobby this for 900,000. Let's put things in place so we can lose as much as we can. Positive, don't want that. That's it. They're the only ones we can do. Yeah, that actually lowers the percentage, so I'd rather sign that there. We'll hold on to that for now. Okay. Let's go. Escape route. Do you know what I've got, lads? I've been holding on to ages. I've got stuff that gives dodgy information about me and my establishment. I bet you that'll bring my stuff down if I sell it. Honey, before I explain how we're going to lose the election, I need you to make sure you understand what's going on. Right. Investigation. Over 38 states supported Amendment 28. Whether they like it or not, it's already part of the Constitution. It gives you full legal immunity, but it has one flaw. In considering how the American justice system works, we're not going to be able to get around it. Can you tell me the flaw of Amendment 28? It only works if the president completed his term. Exactly. The courts have already weighed in on this. In the event of impeachment or voluntary resignation, the amendment will not go into effect. That means no legal immunity. In other words, there's only two ways for the amendment will help you. Either you finish a second term and retire after that, or you're out when you lose re-election. Can you tell me why you can't just stay in office for another term? I'll be kicked out of the White House and thrown in jail. That's right. If you were impeached, we'd have another trial in the Senate. Dickinson wouldn't be there for you. There's no telling if Noah could bail us out again. The likelihood of you being found guilty increases every month. The longer you're president, the stronger and more influential Wister becomes. You have no choice but to lose now, but it will be very difficult. You're a president in the prime of life with record support. Wister is a pathetic old man, building his campaign around protecting the rights of officials. So how can you lose the election to Whisker? Start a new war. That's not the worst option, but it's playing with fire. Wars often cause a rush of patriotism. It can take a few years for disillusionment to settle in. Remember, Vietnam and Iraq, and you have a sky-high approval rating. Americans will be given laying down their lives if you on your say so. Okay. So I don't think raising the taxes is going to be beneficial. Nominate a terrible running mate. Yes, dear. The other name on the ticket is our key to defeat. You have to pick a running mate who's disgusting that even Wister seems wonderful by comparison. Interesting. Our candidate has to inspire shock. When the public sees him, they have to decide they like that crook Wister better than the current president, who has completely lost his mind. Luckily there is such a candidate. The obvious choice is staring us in the face. Virtue Jack. Serial killer creepy pie. You just hit the bullseye, darling. It's hard to imagine a more suitable candidate for vice president than the maniac who orchestrated the brutal murders of dozens of women. Not only was he completely unrepentant during his trial, but he promised that if ever given the opportunity, he would continue to do what he loved. Creepy pie is our man. Get in. So is he going to be our vice president? Oh, honey, I've got the idea for Creepy Pie as vice president when my man on his team told me that Wister was making inquiries about the maniac. But Creepy Pie is hiding from the police, and our advantage over Wister is that we know how to reach out to the maniac and get him to work for us. We gave him his freedom. We can take it away. Are you thanking Creepy Pie for killing Mila so you can adopt Adam? True. Tony may be an idiot, but you're out of your fucking mind. How do we know where to find Creepy Pie? Oh, I'm sure somebody on the force has always been in cahoots with him. There's no way any competent detective could ignore all the evidence he's piled up. I ordered Creepy Pie's brownies tested and found out where they originated. All this time, Creepy Pie has been hiding at Donut Tower headquarters in California. Oh, that's right, because we did have that tested. Hey, I wonder if we didn't have that tested, we couldn't have done this. They're covering for him because he's sharing his patisserie expertise. Incredible, isn't it? A major US food corporation hiding a serial killer where his recipes are consumed by half of America's population. Creepy Pie is a piece of human filth, a devil in human form, the worst kind of scum. But what if he's also the key to losing the election? We may have the worst candidate for vice president, but Wister chose the second worst. He just tapped the rapper Lil Doc as his running mate. What? Yes, he recorded that great duet with Wanda Humphrey, but more recently he's turned the whole country against him with his obnoxious behaviour. That Wister is a son of a bitch. So why is Little Doc playing along? Lil Doc is getting ready to release his new album, The Pinata V. Don't even ask what that jumble of letters means, but for the sake of promotion, the rapper is apparently willing to do anything. Wista and Lil Doc are building their entire campaign around anti-advertising. They don't care whether people like them or not, but Lil Doc can be confident that when the album comes out, people will listen to it at least once. They'll be reviled on social media, but Lil Doc's streaming sales might just raise so much money that it'll cover the debts. Participating in the presidential campaign is just part of a PR stunt, which Wista has gracefully woven into his own campaign to discredit the candidacy. Well, why don't we just stunt his streaming sales with hackers, and he'll not get any money? I hate to lose, dear, but for the sake of our happy future together, for once in my life, I will swallow my shame. Those are the most romantic words I've ever heard you say in your entire presidency, darling. Thank you. I promise I'll do everything in my power to make sure we lose. Let's fucking do this! Sir, Mercury is in moon phase, which means I should be standing to your right shoulder. Do you mind? No, I don't mind at all. Maniac's pride. Creepy pie. Mr. President, thank you for you and your wife for showing me mercy. You are the first people in my life who ever listened to me and understood what I was really saying. The First Lady said you want to base your presidential campaign on the rights of maniacs. In exchange for my freedom, I will be happy to help in any way I can. I'm very glad you call me a maniac and not a serial killer. In truth, I feel an unbridled passion for my favourite occupation, and I'm proud of the title maniac, but serial killer? It's like someone who throws his victims in a ditch. Trust me, I treat each one with care, with burning love. There are hundreds, perhaps thousands of people just like me in America's prisons. It's a rotten system, and it must be brought to an immediate end. It's completely founded on unfair treatment, but my arrival in Washington heralds a change. The system will not last long. But how will you announce my pardon in my nomination as Vice President? Yeah, let's be clever about this. We'll hide it and let the journalist uncover it on their own. Because that's going to be a massive scandal, isn't it? So what was new? Mr. President, thank you for not only releasing me, but also for offering a hand in friendship. All my life, everyone ever knows, my parents and my peers, they're all ashamed of me. Mr. President, the media isn't just biased against me, but against you too. As soon as it leaked out that you picked me as your new running mate, the whole country knew about it within half an hour. The First Lady said that a lot of people were impressed by your courage and openness, and even came to respect you more. Unfortunately, your rating still took a hit, but don't worry, the gap with Wista is still huge. For some reason, at first the journalists thought you were joking. A lot of people still don't believe that I'm your real pick. I look forward to disappointing them. There's no time to hit the brakes. Let's open the throttle. So I don't know whether that was a good option or a bad option. Oh my god. That was the best option we could have ever picked. Minus 51% straight away. Somebody pinched me. Apparently, the president has announced that he's picking a serial killer, Creepy Pie, who was only pardoned the day before, to replace a stabber as his running mate in the upcoming presidential election. It's the president doing some kind of social experiment. Is he seeing if he can win the election even with the most hated man in the country as his running mate? Yeah, baby. Darling, we are one step closer to a worry-free retirement. America is shocked by your VP pick. It's all over social media that you've completely lost touch with reality. It's exactly what we needed. But the big game is just beginning. We'll roll out a number of initiatives that will expose your unstable personality to America. They'll wish they'd never voted for Amendment 28 like a bunch of suckers, but it'll be too late. I've asked Creepy Pie to help you in the difficult task. The mere sight of that maniac makes me cringe, but I have to admit, he's a fucking genius at inventing ways to terrify people. Our maniac is ready to take revenge on the whole country for a lifetime of abuse. It would be a sin not to use this to our advantage. Oh my god, what can we do, lads? This is exciting. This is actually exciting. Your ex-wife, hey, I need a favour. I'm getting another divorce, and you know what hell that is. The media is circling like flies round shit, and my unlucky mug is going to be all over the news. It's all end with me being hysterical and saying some crap or other. Anyways, I need to leave the country. No, we're not doing it. We need you to do that so to get me in some shit. Former advisor of the President of Russia. Mr. President, please excuse me for coming straight to you rather than HR. My time is too valuable to waste on interviews and all that nonsense. I think you need to know about me is that I worked with Mr. Pietlev for many years. I can show you some pictures Look, here I am standing next to him as he signs a decree, and here we are bathing together in a fountain at Sochi residence. I'm tired of working with the Kremlin, and I want to try something new. Will you hire me as a consultant? Yes. Donna Pudi, Mr. President, a heat dome has settled over Eugene in Oregon. The air temperature has gone up to 55°C compared to the country's average 45°C. Power cables have melted, roads are cracking, and the trams have come to a standstill. Death toll is almost 100. If we don't do something about it, more cities will suffer the same fate, and the number of victims will run to thousands. We need to launch a Greenpeace expansion program right away. One park lowers the air temperature by 1 degree, plus the homeless can use them for shade. Will you sign the decree? Nope. We're going to melt everyone. Sergey Kika, sir, your fan club is selling so much merch, everything from stocks to bed linen, but you're not seeing the true figures. Is almost half the profit is going straight into the chairman's pockets, and his appetite is only growing. Mr. Chuchi's latest idea to use cheap synthetic fabric, the kind of stuff you wouldn't even want as a rag. And anyway, your face looks so much better on the good stuff. Shall we demand that Chuli only buys quality fabric? No. Wait there. No, let's not do that. That'll upset my supporters. Ruth O'Connor, Mr. President, I've been racking my brains for a way to quickly boost the economy, and I reckon we should get rid of the age limit for purchasing alcohol. Teenagers will always drink if they want to. The question is, what poison are they managing to get in their hands, and what consequences will it bring? This way we kill two birds with one stone. We increase tax revenue, and we can ensure our children are only drinking the good stuff. Will you? Yes, let's sign the decree. We're going to get everyone mortal. Mr. President, I'm sorry to take up your very precious time. The thing is, there's this guy I get along pretty well with in Quentin Bounty. He also loved cars and was serving time for a triple murder. He's due to get the electric chair in a week. Could you give him a pardon? Yes. Oh, amazing. Amazing. Right, so now what I can do to earn more negative rep is there's somebody, I'm sure there's somebody we can appoint. I need to get rid of Alter. I need to lose rating at the end of this month. So who can we? Where else can we put Alter? Your rating losses after events are increased by 1/3. Your rating gains are increased. I don't want gains. You can send your subordinates on regular assignments. No. Ooh, Alter's good there. Lose 3.1% rating at the end of every month. Your rating gains after events are reduced by 1/3. That's quite good. So if I do get any gains, they'll be reduced. $1.4 rating loss. Your rating losses after events are increased by 1/3. That's interesting. You lose. Right, that's a good swap, Dean for her. Because team member actions increase stress points by 1, right? So if I swap her with Dean, that means... team member actions. Whoa, team member actions increase stress points by 1 less. That is an amazing change. Right, hold on, right? Because it doesn't let you see the full picture on this. So let me just I'm going to make a quick save backup. Just because I'm going to change these around and I don't want it to be fucking messed up. I think he's perfect in that position. Right, so I think Dean goes here. We get a benefit of team members' actions being 1 less, and we lose 4.2 rating. Great, lose a rating. Then we said Alter was good over here. Your monthly income sources bring in 40% more, as opposed to 45, but we lose rating. You gain 200,000 every month and lose 2.6 rating. Your rating gains after events are increased by a third. Your rating losses are increased by a third. It's probably good to have her there. Right, so that's a potential. Debbie. What does she do? I still think Debbie's good there. Favors cost. You lose. No, Hussein. I know I've got Hussein there, which income sources bring in 45% more, so we could lose a 5%, which I don't think we really need that much money now, and 5% isn't really going to make that much of a difference. I think I might swap him with Alta, to be honest. Yeah, that's a good choice. Where else could we have him? You lose rating. That's not good. Gary? You gain rating. I don't want that. Ooh. Team members are paid 25% less at the end of every month. So that matches her and also gets me negative 2.2 rating. Great news. So we've got Debbie free. I could get 10% less. Favors cost more. You lose. Right, okay, so we're not going to be using Debbie. Alta can go there, I think. He's not going to be going anywhere else. You gain 200,000 every month. You lose 2.6% rating at the end of every month. That's good for her up there, actually. Ollie. What does Sophie do up here? Not very good at all. Right. I think team members are paid 50% less. So I could put Hussein up there. Okay, let's put Alta here. No. Alta here. Let's put Hussein there. Oh, Alvaro. I forgot we had Alvaro. Oh, look. Favors cost 20% less. Your rating losses after events are increased by a third. Perfect. So I can swap her now with Hussein. You lose rating at the end of every month. Who else do we have free? Amira Flint? No. Debbie's no good. Hussein, Jerry have already got appointed. Ollie is already appointed. Sophie. Nah. Right, yeah, we're going to have Hussein up there. Bang. Right, we've just mastered this for maximum rep loss. Jaka Nakanori. Okay. Divide the states. We're going to have to read all these and make sure we know what we're doing. We don't need any passports for our people, so we don't have to spend money on that. Divide the states. Right, creepy pie. Mr. President, when I was in kindergarten, they used to feed us this horrid schnitzel. It came in sort of the same shape as the United States. I used to love cutting off states. Alaska, Florida, California. I put them in the trash as a form of protest. One guy in Quentin Bounty once told me how he loved to saw off limbs It gave him great pleasure, so I thought to myself, what if we do the same to this country? It'll probably be much more fun than cutting off pieces of schnitzel of somebody's limbs. I talked it over with the First Lady and she agrees with me. She said we'll need a special team to provoke a rebellion. We need someone that can conduct subversive activities on the ground and online, and a good attorney to draft papers. Okay, so Clint, Alvaro, and Ollie. Clint, Alvaro, and Ollie. Possibly. Create an organisation. Mr. President, as the Vice President, I wanted to help psychopaths from other countries as well as the United States. I really like to do that via an international organisation, but they only acknowledge the right to life and reject the right to death and murder. But I know how to fix that. As the First Lady said to me, rather than trying to influence an existing organisation, the best thing to do is to create a new one. We'll include the people, the press labelled terrorists, drug lords, crooks and any other abusive labels that the press overuse. The wider public may consider them to be scum, but I've always been impressed by the people that don't follow the herd. We'll need legal and media support to set up this organisation, and we should set up a website so the registration for potential members can be accessed from all around the world. Legal and media support. So this is going to be Alter, Clint, or Debbie, and Amira. Fine. Unite the Maniacs. Mr. President, union influences grown throughout the country. These unions represent professionals and protect their rights. Doctors, teachers, miners, every group of workers has one to turn to. But the rights of criminals are being systematically violated in the United States, especially when it comes to violent criminals, including psychopaths. In the past, the state has suppressed our initiatives to unite and protect our rights. I'm calling on you to put an end to that. I'm sure many people will support an initiative to set up a union for people that commit serious crimes. The union will ensure that instead of hundreds of years in prison, we only get a few decades, that amnesties become the rule rather than the exception, and the death penalty is abolished in all states. Another aim would be for colleagues to share tips on how to carry out various crimes and how to conceal the evidence from the police. To establish this union, we're going to need to submit the registration forms and people to spread the word. Otherwise the public won't know what we're willing to protect the rights of every citizen. Right, wait there. We're going to need people to submit the registration forms and people to spread the word. I'm confused as to who to use for this. But look at this. Because we've set up our team, this isn't costing our people anything. That's so good. Raise taxes. Fucking people are gonna love that. Mr. President, you'll probably be surprised to hear that people don't go into crime just like that. Usually it comes down to some terrible injustice. Some don't have enough to live on, some get beaten by their parents, and others just can't find love. The reasons may vary, but the result is the same. Person is forced to break the law, and other people like me elevate the violation to an art form. There should be a fair distribution of wealth in society, but the current system only exacerbates inequality. I thought of a wonderful way to redistribute wealth. We should only tax people who have never committed any crimes. These so-called law-abiding citizens need to recognise their privilege, the same privilege that has allowed them to not resort to crime. By acknowledging that, they will be left with no choice but to share their wealth with those who breaking the law is an unavoidable fact of life. You need a team of attorneys to make the necessary amendments to tax legislation. So I'm thinking for this, a team of attorneys. Possibly Clint, Debbie and Jerry, but I'm unsure Jerry's going to be able to do this, so I'm going to leave off that for now. Introduce internet passports. I've been asked to show my ID all my life. Do I really look suspicious? I don't look anything like a migrant. This guy's a legend. The problem is that people just don't understand the suffering of those that so-called law enforcement bodies regard as suspicious. I said to the First Lady that all citizens should have their ID checked weekly, but she said that it would be physically impossible, so I suggested an alternative. We should carry out the checks online. This might make using the internet rather inconvenient, but people will finally understand how things are for the least protected members of society. A digital passport is the first step towards making people feel repulsed by document checks, after which they will be banned online as well as offline as well as online. The First Lady and I agree that we're going to need some IT guys and a good attorney. So Amira, Ollie, and Clint or Debbie. Right, so this actually works out alright because we can do this in the order these appear on the list. So we're going to divide the states. Subversive activities on the ground and online. Ollie hates Alvaro. Dean? Subversive activities. Spying, preemptive attacks. Wait there. Yeah. Dean? Ollie? And a good lawyer, Clint. Actually, this is great, right? Because this doesn't cost us anything, so I can send him without burning him out. Should I send... I don't know whether to send Hussein or Dean. Protecting clients, preemptive attacks, spying on people, robbery. Robbery. Persuasion, preemptive attacks. I'm going to send Dean. Dean, Ollie, and Clint. Send it. Nice. Hi, I did warn you that I'd go mad if I had to stay in America during the divorce. Good, lose me that rep. Mr. President, it seems people are up in arms about you pardoning a triple murderer. I hope you're not pissed at me. Nah, bro, you're doing a great job. Mr. President, our idea to boost the economy by lifting the age limit on purchasing alcohol raised millions of dollars for the budget. We lost rep. Lads, I'm excellent at losing rep. As you know, throughout the whole game, I'm a professional at losing rep, so this should be easy for me. Our fan club has been inundated with complaints about merch quality. Good stuff. Mr. President, today is a day of mourning for those who lost their lives during the heat wave. Get in. Mr. President, my office is just as marvellous and much better than the hovel I had when I worked for Pietlev. Perfect, now we've got a Russian fucking spy in our midst. Oh, it's getting close. It's getting close, bruh. Create an organisation. What do we need for this? Media support, Alta. Website, Amira. Legal and media support. So, yeah, we can't do this yet. We haven't got enough people. Raise the taxes. Team of attorneys, can't do that yet. And internet passports. IT guys and a good attorney. Okay, right, so we're going to have to go into next month now. So, let's put people on rest just to make sure everyone's rested. Do I need to do anything? I don't think I need to do anything else. Let's go, baby. Yeah, baby. I'm excellent at this game. And the good thing is we shouldn't... Oh, look. 31.7%. Oh my god. It's looking good, baby. And everyone should be full. They're not going to have any stress. It doesn't cost me anything to put people on missions. Yep, still got big mad money. Arrange a fundraiser. Oh yes, 3 million. So the charity reception was smashing success. The British aristocrats and other moneybags spent a lovely evening stuffing themselves and getting smashed for the well-being of poor, overweight children. As we agreed, your charity account has been credited with half the profits. Divide the states. Oh, yes. Mr. President, separatist movements in California, Texas, and Alaska are more galvanized than ever. Activists in these states are saying that if you win the elections, they will hold succession referendums in their states. Seems like our plan is starting to work and America will be torn apart in the next few years. 3 months left. We got this, baby. Now, also remember, ban on male labour. I think we can lobby this to get even more negative press. That's going to cost me 1.5 million. Bargain. Let's lobby this. Get it done. We're going to ban men from work and the country will collapse. If Archie Wister is championing the rights of government officials, the president is championing the rights of prisoners, the most oppressed minority in the country according to some. Perhaps it is from the perspective that we should judge his decisions to nominate as his running mate serial killer Creepy Pie, who has only recently been pardoned by the president. Former Vice President Antonio Estaba, who has had a falling out with the president, is also running for the next election. On behalf of Estaba and Peaches witnesses, history has known many marginal parties devoted to one man, but no American party has ever dared to put a man's name in its title. Archie Wister, nice move, Mr. President. You think you can outsmart America, but you can't. Everyone knows full well that you support the common people, not the elites like I do. Yeah, we'll see. Kate Bartak, your ex-wife, remember that time back when I filed for divorce and started going out with every man I met just to make you jealous? You didn't flinch, but my new ex-husband might just crack. It will hit his male pride especially hard if I publicly started dating some dork. You're into politics now, which is full of disgusting old bald men with glasses. Want to try set me up with someone just for old time's sake? Oh. So my former buddy, I've registered to run for president in most states, so don't expect any mercy from me from now on. A couple of months from now, I'll be neck and neck with you and Wister. Both Estaba's witnesses and the Libertarians were ready to support me. I couldn't have any crazy outspoken cultists supporting me, so I went with the witnesses. Their leader quickly took an informal group with lots of cells across the country and converted it to the real political organisation with a platform that I support. We had a staff meeting starting with piggyback rides, and then we came up with ideas for raising my rating and lowering yours. And if you're willing to make a temporary truce for the sake of some mutually beneficial cooperation, then come visit my headquarters and I'll tell you what's going on. I'll come and see you, mate. Warren Monger. Mr. President, I can report that there's no threat to the Summer Olympics in Miami. The intelligence community has taken a number of measures to ensure that Americans and our international guests feel safe. I can personally guarantee you that the games are safe from any incident. America's enemies won't come one step nearer toward the games or even toward our country's borders. Darling, Shelley Shaw is trying to claw her way back into primetime at our expense. In the teaser for her next episode, she promises interesting details about the First Lady's leisure time that her husband would rather not know. Sounds like she's going to expose me for cheating. Darling, that would bring down your ratings, but I don't want people thinking of me as a slut, especially since I never did any of it. I just couldn't find the time. Oh, look at all these quests. Jesus. Oof. Oh, look, Wister's in the lead. Wister's in the lead, son. Shit, where do we start? We've got to do the Olympic truce. But I think the... What do we need for Olympic truce? Darling, authoritarian leaders in non-democratic regimes use sporting events as opportunities to demonstrate their power. You in America don't need to prove anything to anyone, but the Olympics are about to start in Miami, and it would be a shame if we didn't use this opportunity for your own purposes somehow. Monga says the intelligence community has taken unprecedented measures to secure the games, but he's looking for enemy threats. He has no idea that the real danger comes from within. My question is, what idiot decided we'd have the Olympics in Miami in August? The sheer idiocy is a perfect opportunity to discredit your presidency even further. We'll give them a taste of how poorly America is faring under your incompetent leadership. Disrupt the Olympics in Miami. How do you think we should play this? Disrupt the Olympics. Oh shit! Amira won't work for me. Because my rating's less than 80%. So we've only got one hacker. Fuck. Lads, I never even considered that. Why am I paying her money? 407,000. Fuck, I wish I'd known that. I wish I'd known that before I fucking passed the month and I would have saved 400k. Let's not sack her just yet. I never know, our rating might go through the roof for some reason. The game might pull a 360. Let's send Ollie and Hussein. It's been raining in Miami for a week straight. Weather forecasters predicted this in advance, and there was even talk of moving the games to September when the weather promises to break. But the local authorities have sworn categorically against any postponement, and they're ignoring all the protests. The only way left to disrupt the Olympics is to show that our security services are so weak that they can't guarantee the safety of the competitors or the public. You know best how to disrupt the Olympics, but I wouldn't rule out drastic measures. Once the Olympics is disrupted, we'll do everything we can to get organisers to hang the blame on the federal government, specifically you. Do you have any ideas how to make that happen? Keep in mind that the Olympics are starting right now, so you have to act decisively. But actually, curiosity, what can Ollie do? Hack into the control system and flood the Olympics. Hack into the smartphones of the Olympics participants. Blow up a dam and flood the Olympic staging area. Go to the Olympic Village and blow yourself up with a suicide vest. Mate, that is actually hilarious, but I don't want to get rid of Hussein. We need to blow up a dam because it needs to be a terrorist attempt. Bang. And flood the Olympic staging area. Sir, my conscience will haunt me for a long time to come. I thought for a long time about why I follow your orders. I knew the consequences for Miami would be disastrous. It was as if some irresistible magical force was compelling me to go along with it. It wasn't hard to gain access to the site, and the rest was just a matter of technique. The cops were on the scene immediately after the explosion, but I was already long gone, and the water began to slowly rise. First the Olympics flooded, and then the surrounding neighbourhoods until half the city was a disaster zone. Sir, I'm sure that getting the Olympics cancelled this way will benefit America and our children's future, but all those thousands of casualties, was there really no better way? No, we had to kill women and children. Mr. President, despite the best efforts of the intelligence community, we failed to prevent a tragedy. Based on our preliminary investigation, it appears the enemy has infiltrated and is working from within. You've got that right. The enemy is definitely working from within. We will not let this go easily. We will find the traitor. Meanwhile, I'm now forced to go speak to the media and condemn practically everything we've done since you took office. This tragedy only shows that the security services simply can't keep the situation in this country under control. It's nothing personal, sir, just the facts. This has got to be a massive, honey. At last, Monga's dislike for you has worked in our favour. After his press conference, the people are perplexed. They now suspect that you're to blame for disrupting the Olympics. Most people haven't cared about the Olympics for a long time, but human psychology is a powerful thing. You know how a child behaves even when a toy he doesn't want is taken away from him. That's how the public is whimpering right now. It's so easy when people act like children. Write a post. So what? There were some casualties. Now, well, can I be blatant about this? Let's just be... We need to hold the Olympics by any means. The only people worthy of respect are the ones who are willing to walk through corpses. Where is that legendary American spirit of freedom? Safety of every American is the business of all Americans. Yeah, let's not plant it on us. There's nothing more foolish than stubborn adherence to tradition. Why didn't you prevent the bombing yourselves? I don't deserve to be criticised. Bang. Yeah. Let's send it. Yeah, he's losing it. Bastard, my daughter's dead because of you. Oof. Feels bad. This gotta be a massive loss, please. Oh my god! It wasn't even that bad! On the President's watch, America can't even hold an Olympic Games without a major security meltdown. Do we really need a president like this to stay in for the second term? Bad times. So another drinking problem. Yeah. White House plumber. I said plumber. White House plumber. Sir, I understand that you're used to discussing important matters, but let's be honest, none of that matters when you need the toilet. And what do we see when we go to the toilet at the White House? Nothing special. My colleagues at Kremlin, Reichstag and the Elysee Palace have long found it amusing that the US President is happy with the mediocre plumbing of the last decade. Let's really show these upstarts and install a gold toilet. I need a gold toilet, definitely. Ted Mayo, Mr. President, it doesn't seem to matter what we do. The number of cars keeps growing. They take up so much space and cause so much traffic and pollution. We need to encourage people to use their cars less. Let's make public transport free for drivers for a year. If you show your driving license, you can travel for free. Not everybody will like it, but believe me, it will be highly praised further down the line. What do you say? No, I'm not doing that. I'm not doing that. Sir, this isn't just heat, it's a hellish furnace. Forest fires are spreading to the fields. Thousands of crops and farm buildings have been destroyed. Insurance companies specialising in agriculture are going bankrupt one after the other. The government has to support the country's farmers. Will you sign a decree to pay them compensation? No. No, I'm not. Oh, he has Noah. Mr. President, the President of Mali, Musa Gando, has contacted me with an unusual proposal. He'd like to meet the First Lady. Just one evening with dinner and pleasant conversation. Musa says that it has been a dream of his for so many years to meet the wife of the most powerful man in the world. He is prepared to pay 3 million for such an honour. Easy money, I say. What do you think? Yes, let's do it. Honey, Wister just did an interview with Shock's News in which he said that he was planning to partially bring back slavery. Oh, what a dick, he's playing my game. What does that mean, you ask? According to Wister, government officials as the most oppressed class will be entitled to owning slaves. He says they'll be able to take unmarried heterosexual men from Africa, Asia, South Central America as slaves. He added that candidates for slavery mustn't have Native American ancestry and can enter into arrangement for no longer than 1 year, after which partial slavery can be extended if both parties agree. That bastard. He knows that only conservatives will vote for him, and he wants to make them look like such idiots that if they do go to the polls, they'll pick you as the lesser of two evils. Oh, I'm still in front by a little bit. This guy's playing a good game, but I'm playing a better game. I've got this shit in the bag. Sign this. Because this can't get any better. So let's sign this. I'll hold off. Unless we really need it, because we've got a few months left. Huh? Where's the one I'm lobbying? This. 12.2%. Bish bash bosh. It's going to be a belter. Right. Okay, lads. We'll call it an episode here. When we come back, we'll continue our campaign to absolutely disgrace ourselves. It's going to be phenomenal. See you in the next one, lads.